That's how we do it in my garden.
Yellow, 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 yep, hello. Come on, don't glitch. Yes, fantastic. This music sounds very Mario-y, doesn't it? Very Mario-style music. I totally wasn't a bit distracted before I started the stream watching like speedrun videos again. Hello, Stu, Bucko, Darth, Thingy, a Shadowbox, and Neil Sutherland. Is there anybody else? What's going on? Not a whole lot today. Just keeping cool, wearing my shorts. I got more shorts today. Before yesterday, I didn't like. I think it was yesterday. I didn't own any pairs of shorts. Now I've got like 7 pairs. This heat wave that is apparently going to continue until next Friday. Kill me. Yeah, has forced me into actually having pairs of shorts because I genuinely really strongly, just for some reason, hate shorts. I hate wearing them. Unfortunately, I was hoping to get a fan today, but there weren't any in the shops at all. I was gonna get there on Saturday. Probably like I'm gonna use Fahrenheit because that's what you're probably used to. Probably like 100, 120. My stream is quiet volume wise. It shouldn't be. I didn't change any settings from yesterday and I didn't get a Windows update. Plus 27 there. Yes. Let me have a look at my phone real quick and let's get that refreshed. It's hotter here. 28 degrees Celsius here today. I hate weather now. Game mic sounds okay. Darth, I think your system sounds are quiet, or your headphones are turned down, or your speakers are turned down, or something. It's like I don't mind the heat. This is the thing. I don't mind the heat because I'm losing weight because I'm not eating. I'm too hot to eat. Like yesterday after the stream, I went downstairs, did some stuff for my mother. I really stupidly went out onto the concrete slab, which is covered in pebbles because it's not particularly good concrete. Went out barefoot because I've not been wearing shoes or slippers as I usually do because my feet are overheating. Went out barefoot and oh my god, that hurt. I mean, it didn't help that it took me 2 to 3 minutes to get out into the garden, out towards her, and she was about maybe 10 meters out into the garden. It took me about 3 minutes to get down there because I was having to take one step, stop, wait for the cats to assemble in a way that I can predict what they're going to do next, and then take another step. Did it blister my feet? No, it's just really sore because pebbles. I never did fix this trailer. That's something I forgot to do. I knew there was something I forgot last night. What do I think about Germany getting kicked out of the World Cup? It's a damn shame because I had a bet on them with Instant Gaming where I could have won like a year's supply of games, and they defined a year's supply as 12 games, which is it's actually more than I'd buy in a year usually. Like thinking about it, I don't usually buy like a game a month. What'd you miss? The start of the stream by 5 minutes. The tar on the road is bubbling. Yeah. The roads are... I feel sorry for Fahy because his road melted yesterday and it's probably melting again today. Will you stop sending me results, Fahy? I am... I just sent him a message in all caps. I'm trying to stream! And you're sending me World Cup results! Good lord. That's why you live in Mayo. Galway, I think. Hello, River Johnson. No doubt he's going to spam twice as much now that I've made it clear that I'm actually annoyed with him over this. He's just replying, my apologies, I did not realise the time. Oh, Faye, you lunatic. Actually forgot to set up this bit of the streamy setup. Oh, I forgot two things today. I'm on a roll, I've forgotten everything I need to stream. So you sit there like that. Hey, CD. Yeah, just doing some small setup things while I stream, you know, as you do. Because for some reason I've forgotten exactly how to stream over the last 24 hours. I'm gonna blame it on the brain melting. Yes, blame it on the brain melting heat. Just need to come to a little stop here real quick so that I can get something else open. This one's actually useful because, well, this last one's useful because it's how I can see subs all the time. There we go. Deciding if you want to play Farm Sim, but you're really burnt out on it. Yeah, I'm watching the in-game. No! I'm streaming! I don't do multitasking very well. The road Mayo was closed because the... Yeah, it was in, like, Headford, or not Headford. Yeah, because Lizardtan made fun of that in Giants Discord yesterday. I was just like, yes, Ireland is not made for warm. Later. No! Why would I want to watch an England match? In any sport? I've played much Baron C lately. No, because it heats my PC up too much, and that's the last thing I want at the moment. He says, after doing a few practice laps with the new setup on iRacing on the Nürburgring, which, it's the Nordschleife. That's quite a lot of stuff being rendered at once on that track. But no, I've not played many games. I've mainly been doing Crusader Kings. I like having to think about my gaming. When's FarmCon? It is... Oh, am I gonna have to check the thing again? It's in July, the second week in July. It's about 3 weeks away. 2-ish weeks away. Hello, Glengar. How's the Green Hill practice? It would have gone a lot better if iRacing didn't crash. Like, the entire service. Is down at the moment, which is kind of good for me because I'm not missing anything. But I need to get used to the different brake bias because it's apparently like seconds a lap faster. It's just not overly comfortable for me. It's the one that I managed to drift with, so yeah. But I'll get used to that in maybe 5-10 laps. Now that I've got kind of the track figured out, in terms of like braking points and stuff, I can start moving them around and kind of rearranging them to suit the new brake bias. Hey Garnish, how's it going? It's going good, going good, going good. There's a lovely breeze coming in today, which is nice. It's not as overbearing as it's been the last few days. It's still way too hot, but it's not as overbearingly hot. Hello. Hello, Eddie's life coach. Do you by any chance know Eddie Scarf? Because he needs a life coach. If you do, are you his life coach? Because if you are, you have one hell of a job. Is he a YouTuber? Yeah, he is, and he's a friend of mine, and he desperately needs help sorting his life out. You think? Yeah, he desperately needs help sorting his life out. Think Class will be future FS19 DLC? I wouldn't be too surprised if it was. I also wouldn't be too surprised if they hold it until FS21. Like, I want to believe the class will be in Farm Sim sooner rather than later, but I kind of get the feeling the class, if they come in, will want to be the headline brand. Because kind of for as long as John Deere is going to be in it, it's going to be the headline brand, and they need to announce a huge brand to take that away, and that brand would have to be class. Hello, Tig. You can plant crops whenever. Not with seasons. Like, if I go all this, these are the planting seasons because this is when it will actually grow. If you were to plant, we'll say, wheat in the middle of summer, yeah, it'll grow up until the winter, then die because it gets too cold. Oilseed radish, you can plant pretty much whenever. Poplars and grass, yes. But not like grain crops, you can't do that. I don't know why my voice went like that, but it did. My voice just broke a bit. Hello! Saving the best for last. Possibly, like, I don't know what's going on with Giants and different licenses. I wish I did, that'd be amazing to know. But, all I know is John Deere's an FS19, and I'm kind of looking forward to that in a way. Because there's more variety of equipment. Especially seeing as the Gator's coming in. That kind of hints that they're going to have a huge variety of John Deere's. Where's the trader? But the thing that I want from John Deere the most. Here's the thing I want from John Deere the most. More than tractors, more than anything. Forestry equipment. American-style logging equipment. That's what I want to see in FS19 from John Deere. Because I think they'll put pretty much all their tractors in. Maybe barring the orchard stuff and the yard stuff. You know, the smaller tractors. But I think they'll put all their kind of mainstay tractors in, their big brand ones. They're all big brand ones, they're John Deere's. But, hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say, because I don't. You know, the 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, maybe a 5 hour. Then I'd be kind of pushing it a bit. I would say it would be a reasonable expectation to see a John Deere harvester. Maybe even a John Deere forager, John Deere mowers, maybe. Don't think brands like McHale and stuff will ever be base game. Never say never. Like, John Deere was always the never. 5M? I thought there was a 5R. Okay. Never say never, because John Deere was always the impossible brand. That was always the brand that we'd say never. John Deere will never be in the game. And we were wrong. Because Giants decided to go big. They say they're going to have a Gator. Yes, it's a bonus that you will get if you buy the collector's edition. Or if you go onto any dodgy website or dodgy mod sites about, oh, I don't know, an hour or so after the game releases. Maybe 2, but definitely the next day. you'll be able to download the Gator. And while I usually don't condone that, for DLCs and for mods made by the community, Giants are making it, and they have it made, and it's not in the base game, and they're gonna hold it hostage for somebody paying €50 for the game. Yeah, I'm gonna say you can. I'll probably potentially do it myself if I don't like get some weird series of events where I do manage to get it properly. I'll probably get it off a dodgy mod site because I want a Gator. That's a better run around than a pickup truck, in my opinion. Mikhail might just be big enough, maybe, but I mean, I don't see Giants. This is me saying never. This is me saying it's unlikely. I don't see Giants going for smaller brands just yet. Not for a little while. I think that eventually they'll have to, because there won't be any brands left. But I don't see it happening for a little while just yet. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I kind of hope I am. Hey, Trevor. How you doing today? You enjoying the glorious weather if you're in the UK or Ireland? Even? Because I'm kind of enjoying just being able to wander around in a pair of shorts. Just kind of in... I'm getting used to this idea now of me wearing shorts. Doing good? I'm doing good. Enjoying the heat. Enjoying being in a... My room is effectively a sauna. It's brilliant. I'm losing weight at a reasonable pace at the moment. It's rainy there. Well, that kind of sucks in a way, but I wouldn't mind rain. Hello, Ernie. How's things? Things are good. Wouldn't mind a bit of rain just to get that lovely rainy smell. I'm kind of looking forward to, like the next day it rains, because oh my god, all the chemicals that release that beautiful smell are going to build up something brilliant. You can finally watch the stream, Travis. Very cool. You've been harvesting wheat in the US. We'll be probably harvesting some wheat later on in this stream. Because this cornfield isn't going to take too much longer to do. And we have a field of wheat, a field of barley, and a little tiny mini field of potatoes to do. I'm going to hold the potatoes till last because I do need to get the... is it wheat in that field, or in the other half of that field? I need to get that harvested first. I don't want to be trying to get around the main crop in that field. Even though comically potatoes is probably actually the main crop. But I'll want to be... yeah, getting the actual grain out first and then getting the root crop. So we're going to be kind of harvest heavy today, just because we kind of, well, we need to get the fields harvested. I do finally have no collision camera on, so we can go through the hedges and whatnot with the camera. Finally remember to turn it on today, after way too long of not doing. I should say at this point that if you are enjoying the stream, to see that like button just under the player? Give that a little tickle with your mouse. Give it a little tickle. And if you're not already subscribed, then maybe give the sub button a little tickle too. It'd be kind of cool. If you're really enjoying, you want your friends to join in. If you have any friends that enjoy Farm Sim, maybe give the share button a touch as well. Or send them links. I'm not against that kind of thing. This is, for those of you just joining us, quite possibly the hardest challenge in Farming Simulator. Because I've come up with some really arbitrary rules that have no footing in realism or in you know, working around physics of the game. It's just me being arbitrary and saying, no, I can't do this. Like, I've got the full 300,000 loan out. I am not allowed to buy a new thing unless I'm making something smaller, which I have done a few times. I'm not allowed to buy a new thing until that loan is paid off in full. If I then pay off the loan and need to pull out a loan for something else, I can't buy anything after that until I've got the loan paid off in full. Once I start selling the crops, if I go negative and I don't have any crops to sell or anything to sell to rectify it, I lose. Game over. That's it. I've given Farm Sim a failure state. I'm not allowed to cheat in money, I'm not allowed to cheat in more crops, I'm not allowed to cheat in anything. I am allowed to use placeables, I should point that out. So in time I hope to get the pig food mixer on the go on this map. Down the placeable area, because it makes sense. Looks back on the testing list. It was on the test. It was actually in testing yesterday. It's just on the list today. It wasn't in a little snapshot Lizardtime took. I forgot to change the trailer 1174. Yeah, best channel trailer ever. I did do a second cut of it. I did do a recut. I was talking to Landy last night, and he said it's a bit too long. Maybe just shorten everything and make it like a minute long. So that's why there's the director's cut. Which is now actually the channel trailer, which is just over a minute long. It's about a minute 7 seconds, and it's the same trailer, just shorter. All the same jokes are in it, all the same things. And I will say that somebody actually guessed the secret map at the end last night. Trailers always shortened to the point. Well, 2 minutes or so, nearly 3 minutes, is like a movie trailer. So, I felt like that was okay, but apparently no, that's too long. Should have made the deers be on fire. That would have involved special effects, and a lot of time to render out that special effect, so that wasn't going to happen. It would have actually involved me learning special effects to do it. That wasn't going to happen for just a quick 1 minute video. If I do something like that again where I'm making a really long cinematic thing that's probably really convoluted and weird, then yeah, I will learn special effects and get After Effects on the go or something like that. Placeable fire mod. Nah. I don't really like the placeable fire mod. It's always been questionable quality. No stock footage. I guess I could. There's not a fire mod for Farm Sim. There's a placeable one, but it's like, if you remember in FS15 when I burnt down was it American Outback I just covered with like 10,000 placeable fires? That nearly killed Sim's computer. It nearly crashed mine, and I think Fahy was there as well. He just kind of gave up on everything at that point. Because the frame rate was just so bad, because that thing was not optimized. So that and some trailers, you know. I mean, I could. I'm not saying that I would never ever do that. I'm just saying it'd be a bit of an extra faff when I could just make the footage myself. Which I find more fun. I actually, like, enjoyed recording little clips for that. I particularly enjoyed putting in the sound effects. Just to make the John Deeres sound like they were really bashing into each other, even though they were pretty much stationary. Hello, Drum Lover. How are you doing today? So we're nearly done with the corn. We've just got that little bit of the field over there to do after this. And then we will probably... In fact, we will have to put a grain header on the front of this, and most likely set it off on courseplay just to be easy. Showers are now being limited to 4 minutes in the UK. How are they enforcing that? Because like, I enjoy a good 15-minute shower. Like this little harvester. I love this little thing. Like, yes, it's way too small for this map. That's kind of the point. Everything I've got is too small for the map. That's the whole point of the challenge, or half the point, I guess. Is the starter equipment I've chosen doesn't fit the map at all. It's all too small. And there's not enough of it to make up for the size deficit. How am I this fine evening? Pretty good. A bit sweaty and a bit overly hot, but pretty good overall. Maybe the water level, peak shower times. I think it's more of an encouragement to not use all of the water because, like, when it's hot like this, you actually want to take more showers because you get super sweaty. I'm actually probably going to go for a shower pretty much straight after the stream and change into a different pair of shorts. Just to kind of freshen myself up and not be a sweaty, smelly pig. And then I'll have literally some food. Hello, Logan Snavely. How are you doing today? Ooh, hey, this is kind of... This shouldn't work, but it does. Brilliant. I've apparently found the, like, 3 pixels this works at. To Europe's biggest, or next to Europe's biggest reservoir. I wouldn't be too surprised if Dublin's having a water crisis again, because Dublin just doesn't have enough water. Even though there's a river flowing through the middle of the city, and the same with London, there's never enough water in those 2 cities. For some reason. Hello, hello, Light's Knife. Hello, Knight's Life. How are you doing today? You doing well? You're enjoying the glorious weather. I look out. I can't see. Oh my God, that UV. Yeah, can't see a cloud in the sky, but I can see the UV, and it hurts my eyes. Will I drink the water in the Liffey? I mean, if there's a water crisis and they're complaining about it, then yes, yes, I would. And the Thames. Yeah, but they've literally got water flowing through the cities and they're complaining, oh, we've got no water, we can't use our hose pipes. Well, maybe. You should have thought about that before you polluted the crap out of your rivers. Why do I not open my window if I'm hot? I won't open my window because it's already open, and if I open it much more, I won't be able to get it closed again. And before somebody says, oh, why don't you just get a fan? I tried today. They didn't have any. There are no fans to be bought. My mother went in shopping. She got me like 5 pairs of shorts. I haven't even counted. In fact, I can count that. 1, 2. Ooh. Pair of flip-flops. I did not notice this. Pair of flip-flops, wonderful. I can use one of them as a fan. But that'll allow me to go outside again. Without hurting my feet. Well, I've got at least 2 more pairs of shorts. Where's my knife? There's my knife. I'm literally, like, gonna put these flip-flops on right now because I get the feeling they'll be super comfortable. Hello, Fred. How are you doing today? Amazon Prime a fan. Well, number 1, I don't have Amazon Prime, and number 2, they don't do the 1-day delivery thingy in Ireland. So I'd still be waiting like a few days for it to arrive. Hello, Massey Fergie boy. My feet are so hot they've swollen up and the flip-flops don't fit. I'll need to fix that after the stream. Chilling before the game, very nice, Fred. What game? If you don't mind me asking, is it like... Are you planning on watching like a World Cup match or something? And Iowa, the temperature's going to be up to 100 Fahrenheit. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you're more used to that than I am. 28 and 29 degrees. Bordering on 30 Celsius because, like, usually in the summer here, 20 is a hot day. It getting another 10 degrees hotter on top of it, on the Celsius scale, is just like... Yeah. Ireland is not... Ireland is a country of people who do not like hot weather. At all. Eddie Gamble's Big M is mowing a few fields over from your house currently. Very nice. Nice sea breeze in this hot weather. Yeah, I can imagine. I'd love to live by the sea in this weather. I'd be down the beach in a minute flat. What have farmers been doing around mine? I don't know actually. Like, I saw a guy a couple of weeks ago doing silage in a field that I didn't realize was actually being actively farmed. I would presume they're mainly trying to keep cool and like trying to do as little work as they can, which is true of a lot of Irish farmers all the time. Yeah, I like hot weather. I like when it's like 20 degrees or so, but not this hot. This is too much. Too much too soon. 2-minute walk to the beach. Oh, I hate you, Fred. And Massey. Your beach to me is an hour's drive, and it's like not a viable option. But these are properly like beach days where you go down and you just sit on the beach all day and get some rays. In fact, no, they're proper like beach days where you go near the beach, enjoy the sea breeze, and then go into like this really nice air-conditioned place. Hello, Yuso. Oh no 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 no! Stop 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 stop! You'd rather this weather than like 6 months of... Well, yeah, this is true, VB. It is nicer than just constant rain. Yeah, there are upsides to lovely, beautiful, glorious sunshine and hot weather. Now I can potentially... Why did you take off like that? I need to do something that involves me taking my feet away from the pedals. Stop, you get. And actually my hand's off the wheel, so I'm gonna... I'll buy you a fan from Poundland. That'll work for all of 5 minutes. Had Poundland fans before. They worked for 5 or 10 minutes and then just died. Fields around you like the Sahara Desert. Yeah, it's not great weather for farmers at the moment, unfortunately. Beautiful for guys who want to do a bunch of silage, but not so great for people who want to do a lot of field work. You got a very bad cough from the hay dust, yeah. Really sorry that nothing's happening for you guys right now on screen, because I'm trying to fix something so that I'm comfortable. Not gonna just about fit. Brilliant. Do I farm in real life? No. In Ireland it's called Euroland. No, it's called oh, what's the Poundland called? Is it Eurostretcher or something? The ground is basically dust. Yeah. It won't be too long before the grass starts burning a bit. In fact, I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't yet. Deals! Thank you, Bucko, because this... Yeah, deals with a Z for some reason. That's just Poundland, but Ireland. Done bathing around here, almost grass bathing. Now's like a perfect time to be making hay, because you can basically, probably in this weather, with this heat and the dryness of the air. Even though I could keep complaining about humidity, I think the air is actually quite dry. You could probably make hay in a day flat. Just ted it out in the morning, and by evening time you can windrow it up as hay. Feel 10 miles from used coal fire and it's still smoke. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, I don't like football. I don't like soccer at all, Paul. I'm more of a motorsports person. Hello, Matthew. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Can't find any water anymore. Yeah. Yeah, it's forest fire season. It's gorse fire season, and with the dryness that we've had for the last 2 or so weeks, it's kind of peak conditions for an actual forest fire to break out in Ireland. Because I imagine the pine trees are even... Yeah, the pines and firs are quite dry now. You burnt a small section of your left arm. That's fun. What am I harvesting? Corn at the moment. It's a good good excuse for some corny puns. Hopefully Lono comes out tomorrow. Isn't tomorrow Friday? Yeah. I don't know when Lono's gonna come out. Hopefully he comes out sooner rather than later. And I wouldn't expect it to fail again. The last failure was dumb enough. Anything that would fail it now would be even dumber. And I kind of think BulletBill's on the very verge of just unleashing on giants. The fire in Manchester yesterday still burning. Forearms don't burn, but the uplist do. Yeah. Keep in mind that when there's like not a cloud in the sky and it's really warm and hot like this, that you're more likely to get sunburnt. Because more of the UV light is actually making it down to the ground. That's what causes sunburn and suntans and all that kind of stuff. What? Somebody's cooking chips in this weather. I swear I can smell chips being cooked. Why are they doing this? This is peak salad weather. I had a beautiful salad yesterday, by the way. Which you maybe wouldn't expect me to say. It was chicken, egg salad, a couple of boiled eggs, and a couple of slices of brown bread. It was absolutely delicious. Where I'm from Ireland. You know, because the firefighter, so he'll be ready for course. Yeah, that can't be fun. It's the thing is, and Lanny's been saying this. It's not that it failed over small things. Is one of the fails that it got was something that Giants had previously told him to do. Like, the moving of the goalposts is probably the most frustrating bit. Because, for those of you that don't know, BulletBill was actually contacted by Giants in late FS15 asking for Cobra to be brought forward, which is why... And then they kind of rushed him on it, which is why Cobra V1 was a mess. In the US it's supposed to be in the hundreds. Yeah, it's too hot. It was the naming of the zip folder itself was the problem. It had nothing to do with file structures. It was literally just the naming of the zip folder. And the problem was that the L in Lono wasn't capitalized. That failed the map. That was a fail. Hello, farming man. Like that's something you'd maybe expect of professionals, but Giants are kind of asking amateurs to do this stuff. You know, it's not BulletBill's job, it's his hobby. And they're getting really picky over file names and capitalization. That was one of the fails. Like, it wasn't all of the fails. There were some other dumb ones, but the dumbest by far was the capital letter thing. What harvester is this? This is the Bison harvester from the Platinum DLC. But honestly, I think this is the star of the Platinum DLC for me. It's the only piece of equipment in it that I would use on any map. Do I think you should buy the Platinum DLC just to get this harvester? No. You can do without it. There's plenty of mods that are small, old harvesters that you could use instead. I would not advise you get the Platinum DLC and spend your hard-earned money just to get this harvester, because there's nothing really else there worth buying. I mean, you got sugarcane, which is, in my eyes, a bit of a pointless crop. One of the others was the names of the post boxes, and that's fine. That's kind of a data protection kind of thing. I'm fine with that. It is against technically Giant's terms and whatnot, so that's not a big issue for me. The 4K textures not being allowed is a bit dumb, but there's probably a reason for that. Hello, Leaky. I like small combines, VB. How am I taking the heat? Sweatily. That is fat man no like hot day. No, I'm taking it pretty well. Like, I'm doing all that I can to keep cool. I'm drinking plenty of water, which, you know, that's something that everybody should do right now, is just make sure that you're drinking plenty of water, plenty of liquids. Keep as cool as you can. If you feel like you're overheating a bit, maybe splash yourself with some cold water. Find me out a large heap on the floor. I mean, that's also a possibility. But yes, for those of you who don't know, I am a massive, massive fan of these small combines. Small combine for me to use. I know exactly where it is, VB. It's on, what's it called? Mod Central. It's a little trail John Deere harvester. It's absolutely tiny. I was gonna use it on this map, and then I realized, no, that'd be a dumb idea because I'd be harvesting forever. Magner's going down very well. Make sure and have plenty of water too, though. 1174. Like, you don't want to be overdoing it with the alcohol, because that does dehydrate you. So yes, Dave, the fat man, is actually giving health tips. There's a train corn harvester. Yeah, little case one. I used them in FS15. I quite like them, but they're kind of a bit too small for what I want, or for what I wanted to do in here. Desperately trying to not crush crops while I'm doing this. Shrink combine down up on one scale, and same with the header. I mean, you could, but I'd never use it. With horrible winter, now we're getting horrible heat. I get the feeling this might be more common now than before. Living mods. They are fantastic mods. Like, I have used them in the past. It's just that for what I'm doing here, they're way too small. Go 2 monitors, watch game on one, farm the other. It's pretty much what I'm doing. Is I'm farming on one monitor, and I've got chat and everything else, all my stream management stuff on the second monitor. I've forgotten to do something on my technically third monitor, which is my phone. which I'm using for like one thing and one thing only. Come on, be nice to me. And it is this. There you go. Bad winters always mean good summers. Not necessarily, but it's a general thing. Did I get to the joke yet? What do you mean, JB? Hello, Richard. For some reason you weren't bothered by last year when you were in Bulgaria, but now you're about. I don't know what it is, because like if I was in Spain right now, I'd be just sitting on a beach or something, enjoying it and having like a cold beer. But because I'm in Ireland, it's just unbearably hot, and I don't understand what it is. I think it might be that in Spain you're more likely to have this really nice breeze going, and you kind of expect it to be hot. Whereas here, it's more a case of, it's Ireland, it's a cold country, and your body just kind of sets up for it to be cold, and then it's 28 degrees and you melt. I think that might be it. Ireland isn't geared out for the heat. Pretty much, yeah. There's usually haze to block some heat. That too, I mean, Ireland just gets really clear heat. There's no haze, there's no anything, it's just hot. And that's the only weather we get when it's hot, is there's barely even a breeze. Having a cottage pie, very... Wait. Having a cottage pie? In this heat? Humidity as well, yeah. Like, it is always super humid in Ireland and the UK. I've not had hot food for like 2 days. Like I've had a couple of hot noodles and that's it. That's the sum total of hot food I've had over the last 3 days. It's 2 pot noodles. I should get a KFC. No! I don't want hot food. My channel trailer, why there's no tractors flying in the sky? Because that would have been really hard to arrange to happen. It's very difficult to arrange for stuff to happen like that. It's nice after a cold shower. I'd still take cold food. Now, there's something beautiful about having like refrigerated food in a day like today. I don't know what it is, it's just so nice to have something that's been refrigerated. Do I make poutine? No. What have I eaten? Salads. Salads straight out of the fridge. Like boiled eggs, ham, mayonnaise. Actually, the other 2 days ago I had a roll that was ham, cheese, and egg mayonnaise. That was my dinner. And that was enough. That was straight out of the fridge, nice and cold. Enjoyed it. Yesterday I had an open brown sandwich. There was chicken, egg mayonnaise, a couple of boiled, I think 1 boiled egg cut in half, or 1.5 eggs, and some egg mayonnaise, and that was delicious. Poutine is illegal, is it not? Some is, some isn't. You can like make whiskey that is poutine. Like you can buy poutine, but it's like 40. It's just white. It's just clear whiskey. It's effectively vodka. Is what poutine is. For those of you that don't know, it's just vodka. 5%. Possibly. I've never heard of anything about being that high in an Irish pub, though. Sorry about that, I was just having a drink of water because I was, yeah. Oh, that was simulator gaming. It's what you made of potatoes. Yeah, it's vodka, basically. That's what, it's vodka. It's Irish vodka, is all poutine actually is. Come on. Why is this so incredibly picky? There we go. Do I live in the part of Britain doesn't own? Yes. So I want to do what I should have done when I was in the yard. I'm going to actually cart this over to the yard. Because I want to get the little deer out ploughing. So I'm just going to unload the combine just the once. And I've got the bottom blur on. Gonna go over, empty this trailer out, and grab the little deer, get it into field 15. Get it ploughing because we need to. And then we'll continue on with the harvest. I think you prefer to see me driving a combine than driving a little John Deere with a 3/4 plow on it. The ice cream is just nice. I'm probably going to have an ice cream after the stream as well. Depending on what the dinner plans are for tonight. So just when you thought that I'm an idiot at driving, unless I'm in iRacing, you see me do this and that. Yeah, I might run over to the garage and get a 99. I may have a word with my mother after the stream. Because that would be a delicious little treat. I think she'd agree. Where is the little deer? There it is. Embedded in a wall. Just like it should be. Have I played breakfast? Yes! Cheeky Monkey ice cream at Aldi is to die for. If it is, I might even pop out over to Aldi. I'm gonna ask for ice cream money. Now I'm gonna ask if she wants to run over to the garage and get a 99. 2 of them. Because I'd go over with her and be like, yes, ice cream! I have ice cream money, it's more a case of, hey, do you want to get an ice cream too? Field 15, ploughing maybe. And first waypoint. This course is proven to work, I believe. So, you've reached a waiting point. Why have you reached a waiting point? Why are you not? Oh, because you're not on a field, of course. You were starting. I thought you were. I thought it was failing. Wait for some block of ice cream here. I think we do too. So I mean, I might not get a 99. I might get just an ice cream sandwich. But it's worth trying. I shouldn't have tabbed, should I? Let's get back. Let's just tab into this and be done with it. I need to disable tabbing again. Let me just do this real quick. It's not very good with courseplay. Courseplay is pretty easy once you get to grips with it. Like, you will end up having a lot of arguments with it, even when you know vaguely what you're doing. But once you kind of get to grips with it, it is very easy. Since when was Cattle Crops put on Steam? A few months ago. And Courseplay struggles with most implements. It does tend to struggle more with smaller implements, but if you get the course generated just right, you can see the John Deere's working away there. It does work just fine, or can work just fine. I need to move the header trailer out of the way. In fact, I've got time to spare with that. Let's head over to the combine, which should be up over here somewhere. There it is. I'm heading a beeline straight for it. Shows how much you've been out of it. Yeah. But that said, nobody... I mean this, I guess in the nicest possible way. Not a lot of people care about Cat and Crops because it's not particularly playable at the moment. It's still very much early alpha. Next time I do it, well, I'll show you how to set it up. I just use an auto-generate course most of the time. So it's not like I set everything up perfectly every time. It's I auto-generate courses and kind of iterate them until they work. Whether it's that I need to change how many headlands I'm doing, whether it's that I need to change the size the courseplay recognizes the implement as. Sometimes you have to change that. Sometimes you even have to change the turning circle the courseplay will use. So now you can see the true glory of BulletBill's textures. I'm using the West Coast texture pack in game, and I'll be using it from now on. I've been meaning to put it in for an age, and finally got around to it the other day when I was putting in the Real Dirt mod for the tires. And it just makes straw and grass in particular look a lot better. I don't know what you think of Horizon 4, Matty. You tell me. What do I think of it? I am looking forward to it. I want to get it. I don't know how I'm going to get it, but I'd like to get it. There's a lot of things that I'd like to get that are just in this long list. A fan is actually gone from like one of the lower things down that list to being up at the YouTube's just logged me out. YouTube's just logged me out on PC. Hang on. I need to refresh YouTube because it logged me out. Hello, Spencer. Not now. Gonna log me back in now? Thank you. Steam says for the win. I am so glad that my wallet is like empty at the moment. For some reason you dislike the stream, but you changed that. How dare you? How very dare you. Once everything's set back up after that, into the debacle. Cool, Forza Horizon 4 and Ireland DLC. I wouldn't see why they'd want to do it, to be honest. Because Ireland and the UK are pretty much the same road-wise. So, big joy here, we are going to have straw bales. And these are actually, I'm kind of making the decision now what kind of bales they're going to be. They're going to be round bales. I don't want to do the auto load again with square bales. We did that with the hay. I actually want to round bale the straw. As stupid as an idea as that is. Well, will I be doing a stream the first day of FS19? Probably. I don't see why I wouldn't. Like, that's gonna be the day that I'm most likely to stream, is the day that FS19 releases. And I'd probably do a bit of an extended stream. I'll probably start a bit earlier than usual with that stream. Go a bit longer. What will I do? Stream? I don't know. Play FS19? But I feel best. I prefer one that in game is more of a is less rounded in terms of the hitbox, like the collision detection. I prefer one that's like a pentagon or something. Shamrock Valley going to be released through Giants. That is the plan. The plan is that it's going to be released through Giants and go to console. Assuming Giants stop with this little weird hissy fit they're going through with Frontier, seemingly, where Frontier have a different set of rules to abide by for some reason, which is silly. It seems like Frontier are much higher standard. Now, I did actually talk. I was talking to Landy last night, and I noticed something. That maybe it's not just Frontier that's being held to higher standard. Because I noticed that Black Sheep have been talking about having problems getting mods through lately. And I can't help but wonder if it's not Giants being tough on Frontier, but it's Giants listening to the community and being tough on maps and mods of any description that have a lot of attention on them pre-release, a lot of hype. And Giants trying to make the most of that. Because they'll know those mods will be really, really heavily scrutinized. Because a lot of people will use them, and if there's any problems, then that'll come back and be kind of a bad thing for Giants. So I'm wondering if that might be the case. Instead of it being this weird little conspiracy against Frontier, it's just the mods that will get the most attention from the community will get the most attention from Giants. In terms of testing, and they'll be held to a higher standard. Which is dumb, but yes. Do you think I'll delete FS17? More than likely, yeah. Once FS19 is out, I don't have any reason to continue with FS17 at all. So I'll probably delete it, yeah. It might come as a shock to some people. It's like, oh my god, Dave's going to delete the game. I did it with 15. Literally as soon as I got 90 or 17. Actually, before I got 17, I deleted 15. It was gone off my computer. Because I don't see the point in keeping a game that I'm not going to play. Quick reminder, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, you can hit the like button and you can subscribe as well. That farm sim goodness and literally some content. Hi VF, by the way, I forgot to say hello. You always like previous game. Yeah, same. There's no point in keeping them. You're not going to play them. If you are going to play them, you're probably going to play them vanilla to see what, like, to remember how things were before this brand came in, or before this brand came in, or before this mechanic came in. Sosnovka was a really good map. That was one of the Giants' better maps. I still think, personally, that Hagenstadt, the FS13 default map, is the best the Giants have made, ever. And I'll fight you if you disagree. But Giants have made some really good maps in the past. How'd you miss your trade? Sosnovka? No, there's a reason that gets the horrifically dull dramatic music in the channel trailer. I despise that map. Did I just say Sosnovka? Did I actually say Sosnovka? I meant Bjornholm. I actually meant... How did I say Sosnovka when I meant Bjornholm? That's it. I'm into the stream right now. No, I'm not... I can't... No, I can't... How did I do that? I broke the stinger. How did I do that? That was kind of fun. That was kind of cool. I'm guessing it overrode itself somehow and just was like, I don't know what to do. The scene that you want. Am I feeling okay? Mostly. I'm a bit drippy in the general facial region, but other than that, I'm fine. There we go. More water. I'm really running low on water. I need to refill this drum after the stream. The secret. The thing is with Stanovka, I thought it had a lot of potential, and then they brought it to 17. It's just like this really bland, dull map still. Is that the Platinum Harvester? No, it's a Combine Harvester, Alex. It doesn't harvest platinum. In fact, I don't think you can harvest platinum. Well, you can, but it'd have to be like a chemical process using catalytic converters and stuff. I'm pretty sure Cody's Lab did a video on that at some point. Do I have this chopping straw at the moment? Can this thing chop straw? It's not chopping straw. Good. The reason I was concerned about it chopping straw is because one of the rules is I'm not allowed to chop straw. At all. If something can drop straw, it drops straw. That is it. That is the deal. So I always found Sosnovka to be really dull and dreary and boring, and actually quite depressing. Like, it's not an enjoyable map. They kind of nailed the whole Soviet bloc vibe, I guess. But it's not a fun map to be on. It's dull, dreary, depressing, and empty. Much like Estancia Lapacho is really nice and colourful, but it's very empty at the same time. Like I get that they're kind of, it's intentionally a bit empty because there's stuff coming into FS19 that will fit into the map, but I don't know if there's going to be that much stuff that the map is that empty and going to be filled up. Well, considering Sosnovka, I believe, is supposed to be set in a Soviet bloc country, then yes, I am saying it feels like the USSR. Do I use the chop straw mod? Usually yes, but I completely forgot to activate it again today. And even if I did, it wouldn't make much of a difference because I'm not allowed to chop straw. USSR anthem intensifies. Fun fact, the USSR anthem is just the Russian national anthem. They just use a different verse of it now. Is it true Giants will be replacing DDS files with other file type for FS19? I don't know. I'm gonna guess we'll find that out at FarmCon. Which I'll be following very closely, the modding side of FarmCon for sure. What does the chop straw mod do? It basically adds like a little visual thing where when you chop straw, you get to see it on the field. We'll say that cornfield that I just harvested, you'd see like bits of corn chaff everywhere. Sosnovka looks like it's set in Chernobyl. Do you mean Pripyat? You had somewhere there. Best place to ask that question, Glencar, would be Giants Discord. Listertan might be able to give you an answer, or one of the Giants guys might be able to give you an answer. Because like that's not asking about a new feature, that's asking about a core thing that will be inherent in all mods and needs to be known. Make converting mods be in the behind, which I don't mean to sound mean here, I really don't. I kind of hope Giants do get rid of DDS files just to make conversions a pain behind so that there's less bad conversions. So a lot of the FS11 and FS09 and FS13 stuff will just die. What is Lizardtan's real name? Why would I give you Lizardtan's real name? I know his real name. But I'm not telling you that. Ever play Stalker? No, I have not. I'm not gonna reveal people's real names. I take it you like this song, Alex. I love Pretzel. Literally, Pretzel gives me the rights to use all of this music for free. It's just a bunch of free licenses. So I will shamelessly shill Pretzel as a really nice way to listen to music that's not Spotify. Does it make it hard for 19? Well, yeah, but I mean, I can hope. I can hope, because some of those conversions that keep happening need to stop. Logo is back in testing. Yes, it is. It's being retested. I think they might have. I think they might have pushed it up the list because they maybe did a full test on it, and those were the only issues. It wouldn't Glengar, but it would discourage some people because they got to do file conversions. Like as it is, DDS for some reason just converts in-game to pings. I'm guessing DDS is just a slightly lighter file type. Baron Craig is from FS11. See, it's the mods that I've got more of an issue with, because maps you can kind of remaster up. DDS is indeed a recognized file type for gaming textures. But it's not the only one. Who knows, they might change the file type to make it easier and just like use raw pings. Which would actually be better for like I think one of the things they're going for, especially with the way they're changing the mapping side of GE. For those of you that don't know, they're removing the old limit on how many textures you could have per block. Or ground textures. I think they might be trying to make modding and getting into modding a bit easier. If that's the case, what I'd love to see Giants doing is taking a leaf out of Catlin Crops' book, and I'm going to use Catlin Crops as a bit of a gold standard here, and having modding tutorials. Like, here's how to make a model. Here's, like, Blender is free. Here's a little quick tutorial on making models in Blender. Here's how to texture stuff in Blender. Here's how to get this working in Blender. Here's how to get that working in Blender. And then doing, like, a mapping series as well. Like, here's how to set field boundaries. Here's how to do this. Here's how to do that. That's, I think, something Giants should do if they want. Because, like, they know modding is a core thing in the game. It's something that sells the game. I think they should help modding out. Hope I get FS19 early. So do I, Drumlover. I'm going to be honest, I'm 100% with you there. Be awesome if I did. Big boom for the channel for that. It'd be, like, if not direct from Giants, then maybe, like, from top modders, but sponsored by Giants. We'll say have Black Sheep Modding do a series on how to make a console-friendly mod that has some cool features. And then have, we'll say, BulletBill and or Oxygen David doing a series on how to make a console-friendly map that's super optimized, has a lot of detail, and you know, just plain works. I think that'd be really cool. There were tutorials, but they weren't very good. What video editing software do I use? I use Premiere Pro to edit videos. I use OBS to record and stream. OBS is the best. He's like, I tried using Lightworks and it's just like me slapping myself in the face with a frying pan several dozen times. No thanks. I'll take Premiere Pro where everything makes sense to me. Or like one of the Sony movie studio ones, despite the fact they take an age to render because they don't use CUDA cores. Is OBS free? Yes! And it really shouldn't be. This is, like, OBS. You guys know that I have XSplit, which is a paid product. I have a lifetime subscription to XSplit. It's a paid product. So why don't I use XSplit? It's because OBS is better than a paid product. Hey, BulletBill. OBS is literally the best recording software you can get. It's better than Fraps. Like the file sizes with OBS are way smaller. It's less intensive on your computer. If you got Fraps, swap to OBS now. Do it. It actually records into better file formats too. Am I too cold? Oh yeah, totally too cold. That's why I've been downing over the past 3 days 5 liters of water. Actually, slightly more. Because I was talking about how awesome it would be if, like, Giants did tutorials on how to get into modding and how to start modding. Much like what Cattle Crops are doing. And I was saying, like, if they didn't want to do it themselves, they could, like, sponsor videos from, say, on the mapping side of things, you or Oxy. And on the model-y side of things, Black Sheep. Because they probably do make some of the better models. Consistently good ones, anyway. To talk about, like, how to get stuff onto console, and how to optimize, and how to do this, how to do that. I think it'd be a really good way to get people into modding in the first place. I don't know if you know this, that is a thing. You can drink too much water. What I'm doing is I'm taking a bit and kind of leaving it sit and then taking another bit. But I think, like, modding tutorials from some of the top guys would be just thinking of ways to get more modders going, because I did notice since FS15 and the whole debacle with everybody leaving because of the scripting docs issue, that more people have been leaving modding than coming in, and the quality of the people coming in, you know, is less than the people who are leaving because they don't know as much. He did, yes. Like, but if ever you want to do, like, modding tutorial videos, I would be more than happy to help with that. Like, if you ever needed any help doing videos or streams, like, streams might be a better option, honestly. Because then, like, people can ask questions and you can just directly answer them. But I think something like that is something that, I definitely think that there need to be more mod tutorials out there, because there's so many basic questions that just keep getting asked about modding. Is Premiere Pro... Yeah, Premiere Pro's paid. It's on a subscription that's a bit silly. If more modders did modding tutorials that answered the simple questions that just keep getting asked, yeah, I'd be more than happy to help, Bill. Like, it's just straight up, I'd be more than up for it. Even, like, if you... I don't know how it would work, but... yeah. Because I want to see more people get into modding. I want more modders out there. I want more great maps, more great mods, more great tractors, more great equipment. We've got tons now. We need more. There's never enough mods. No such thing. Script modding. No, that is Seasons. Seasons is the absolute pinnacle of what scripts have been in Farm Sim. Because Giants said for quite a while that Seasons was impossible to do in the game engine. And then Realismus Modding came in and said, no, it's possible, look, we made a mod. Complete with snow. Like, this shouldn't have been possible. And to be fair, up until FS17, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, there's a few different ways you could go around that, I guess. But one thing is for sure. One thing is 100% for sure. Catalan Crops is onto a real winner with the modding tutorials. If you want to learn... Because they're all modeling tutorials at the moment. I haven't watched them, but I've seen them come up. If you want to learn how to start modeling, watch the Catalan Crops modding tutorials. No, VF uses Lightworks, which is free, but the learning curve is frying pan to the face. But if you want to learn mapping, there's no really good modern mapping tutorials out there, which is the issue. I guess you could watch my Donetsk series, because that's just the process that I was doing, making a map, and the mistakes I was making. But that's really long-winded. I do... Okay. Plan reveal right now, because I've just come up with this, and I'm going to do it. What I'm going to do is, in FS19, I do plan on making a map. That is no secret. What I'll do is I'll do it Donetsk style, but different. I'm going to make edited videos where I show kind of from start to finish the entire process of making that map. So there's going to be no secrets in the map. There's going to be no super secret features. I'll show you the mistakes that I make. I'll show you the ideas that I have. I'll show you the thought processes. I'll show you how a map gets made from start to finish. It'll be edited down for time because you don't want to be seeing me making, like, placing 10,000 bushes or placing 700 roads. But I will, from start to finish, show the entire map making process. Mapping is quite easy. That's the thing. Mapping is the easiest way to get into modding. There will be some secret, like I will hide some stuff. Because I like having Easter eggs. If you didn't guess from the channel trailer. Optimization with mapping is the most difficult bit. And that's where I'm going to make the most mistakes and have the most problems. And I know this right now. Because my file structure for Donetsk, it would have taken me months to get the file structure right. Well, not months, but like a couple of weeks to restructure all the files. But I do plan in FS19 on doing, from start to finish, a map on the channel, edit it down for time, because I can set OBS up so that I don't capture any sounds whatsoever. So I can be on like TeamSpeak with the guys and just working away on the map, or like watching YouTube videos and working away on the map and stuff like that, and just show you guys from start to finish, edit it down for time. I'd probably like not cut straight out, because here's where I always find, after looking at so many maps, more maps than you guys know, the main failure points that I find on maps is people struggling with the technical bits. So they're fine with getting all the triggers and stuff working, getting all the scripts they want in, but then they just kind of fall flat when it comes to optimizing and getting stuff like that done. That's where they fall flat. It is. I mean, we could probably arrange it, Bill, to happen. Like, apart from like scheduling problems that will almost definitely happen, I don't think there's much standing in the way of that actually, like, mapping tutorials and whatnot happening from you, with maybe some help from me, Sim, DF, whoever. Because like starting YouTube is easy. You know, making videos is super easy. It's just press record, edit down, done. Even making really nice looking videos, which I will admit I made my channel trailer just so that I could get a really nice video on the channel. Yeah, good models is another failure point. People just use so many bad models that are like still FS13 spec, in some cases FS11 spec, that it's just like that map is never going to be optimized because your models are wrong to begin with. Hey British farmers. I've seen plenty of maps that have weird clip distances and stuff. Like, I strongly there's one map on FSUK. I'm not gonna name it, but you'll know what it is when I say this. It's got clip distances of I think 100,000 or a million on everything, which the map maker says, oh, it's a feature so that you can see everything always. And I just see it as no, it's a feature because you couldn't be bothered to optimize your map. Because you can just Control W every tree in the map to be like 500 clip distance. What's the music? It's on the bottom bar. You can see it. It's "Ride With Me" by Venomy, or Venomy by Ride With Me. One of the two. But like, there's so many small things that I always see mappers getting caught up on. The stuff that Frontier get caught up with Giants is so tiny that it's not even stuff that I'd normally see mappers get caught with. It's such weird problems that Giants keep finding. Having everything visible is nice, yes. But leave that up to the player if they want to up their game settings to have the clip distances changed. Because you can do that in your game settings. Why my game shuts down when I want to play off 2018 map in FSN? Eric, I'm not sure what you're asking. But I quite like this, apart from the fart symphony going on right now. This is just a fart symphony happening in the background. I should say just because people are gonna say, oh, Dave, why are you telling mappers and modders to do more work? I'm not telling mappers and modders to do more work. Like, mappers and modders should think about doing modding tutorials. I'm saying, with free time that they might have, where they're looking for something to do, maybe think about helping more people getting into mapping and modding, because it's something that at a high level seems to be falling off. Like the high level maps are getting way better from BulletBill, Oxygen David, and guys of that caliber, and the lower level maps seem to the gap between the best and the not so good is widening, and I don't like that. I want to see every map be just incredibly good. I want to see every mod be incredibly good. I have just this vision where all the mods for Farm Sim are great, and there's no FS11 converts anymore, and all the maps are great, and they're using like all custom models per map and all these beautiful textures that are all 4K. It's never gonna happen, but it's just this vision I have in my mind that would be like an ideal situation. Have I tried Churn Farm from FSUK? No, I don't try many maps. I need to look into more maps. But think I'll ever make a vehicle mod? No, because Blender, I can't understand it. I could probably make like a shed in Blender for a map. But once I got into like modeling vehicles, I would just fall flat on my face. We're allowed to dream, yeah. I mean, that's kind of my dream of the perfect farm sim game. It's not anything Giants could do. Would be getting all of the modders up to this really high level of knowledge and skill. But it would be nice. It'd just be nice to have all the, like, you download a mod, you know it's going to be a good mod. You know it's going to be at X level. That's kind of why I like the mod up and the way they test it. I feel like the testing could be a bit more consistent and with less moving goalposts. Some modders don't want to improve, some don't want to listen when they're told how they can improve, which is more annoying. Where can you download Oxy Sheds? From the maps. You have to export them. Here's the fun thing, though. When I was working on Donetsk, I literally had like 4 maps open in the background of Donetsk, and then donor maps where I'd seen a model that I wanted to use, and I had permission to with whatever I wanted out of the map. So I had these donor maps open. I was just kind of saying, is there the thing that I want on this map? I was like, I know I've seen it on this map. Where is it? Blender is incredibly difficult to learn. Once you learn it, it's like riding a bike. It's very difficult to forget. Like I know some Blender basics, so I can critique models when I feel like there's a basic element that they could have improved on. Especially when it comes to like the poly count and shading of it. Kilcumber Viaduct, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. Water. That's Blender. It's a 3D modeling program. That's completely free. You do, yes. But I get very cheeky. I usually use BulletBill and Oxen David's maps as donors. And I do something that a surprising amount of people don't, which is tweak the scales and the textures. And put kind of rescale stuff so it looks entirely different and has a new kind of look to it. I've seen so many mappers just recreate entire areas out of Oakfield and Lone Oak, or not Lone Oak because very few people have seen Lone Oak, but Oakfield, West Coast, Coldborough, just people recreating entire areas in their maps, and it's like, well, it's great that you can recreate both those areas, but do something different with it, make it interesting, change it up. Bring models in from a different map and tweak it. Don't just recreate something somebody else has made because you'll make them think about the other map that potentially is better than your map. Make them think, oh, this reminds me of this place in real life. I don't tweak before importing. I import and then tweak in situ and the map. For example, I'm gonna teleport real quick because I want to show something off. I took from here these buildings. Now, what you don't know about these buildings if you never tweaked them in a map is that these are scaled so they're really short and really fat. What you can do if you import them into your own map is you can thin them out so they're maybe this width from there to there. And you can make them, I think, about twice as tall. So these really quite tall but slim buildings. And they look really nice in the kind of alternate configuration. You can also slim them down side to side here. And there's just so much you can do with these. But whenever I see somebody put these into a map, they're pretty much in this identical configuration, which I find a bit dull. In terms of like ways of tweaking things. It's very bland because you're just recreating the same thing. Chief Nick, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay as well. So while that was a mini rant, there's no such thing as a perfect map. It's oh, there's a name for there's a curve type where it gets closer and closer and closer to like perfection. Or a thing, we'll say perfection in this case, but it never quite gets there, and quite gets there. English, Dave. And that's, I think, the way that modding and mapping works. Is like there can be perfect maps for people. Like I'm probably about 90% certain that Shamrock Valley is going to be about as close as I'm going to get to the perfect Irish map for me. But it's never going to be 100% perfect, because there's always going to be something that you'll think, oh, well, if this was like this, then it'd be better, and that's where, like, editing and tweaking and changing things comes in. Like, and I do keep meaning to do this, and I probably will do this tonight, I feel like the West Coast, the way that I'm playing it right now, would be better if I had the animal grazing mod in. So I'm probably going to put that in tonight, if I can remember. Who has me on like Facebook or anything here? Nobody. I'm going to have to like get Pedro to shout at me later or something. Because when Pedro shouts at you, you listen, because he uses some colourful language. I'm going down the wrong side of this, because the pipe is going to be over the... Oh, crap. Everyone's idea of production is different. Yeah. Animal grazing mod. It's on FSUK. You got to manually insert it into maps, so you got to do map edits. But what it does is, when there is grass available in the paddocks the animals are in, it will fill up the feeding troughs. And I just... Because I think it's silly, and I always have, that you have to like fill the feeding troughs with grass when the animals are in grass paddocks, and in real life would just eat that grass. It's dumb. So I'll probably put that mod in, and it does actually like mow areas of the grass in the field as well, which is kind of cool. And that's just something that's, number one, a quality of life thing for this challenge, so that I won't have to keep going down to the sheep and going off the Profi Hopper. Number two, I can actually get rid of the Profi Hopper entirely as it happens. But number two, it's just something that adds a bit more realism to the map. I wasn't out when BulletBill was making the West Coast, so nobody can complain. Using a maple. Yeah, I need to put it in to the West Coast later on tonight. I'll probably ask Pedro for some help with it if I get horrifically confused, because he said the instructions could be clearer. Yeah, I'm gonna like use this map as a test for it, and if I really like it, I'll probably start inserting it into maps as well. Just because it's a quality of life thing when you get... Like, you can effectively get infinite sheep if you use the animal grazing mod, as far as I'm aware. It's clear as well. I think his actual criticism was the instructions weren't very clear unless you actually knew how to use GE in the first place. Which I can understand that, like, it would be a bit unfair to expect somebody to edit a map for the first time and follow some kind of clear as mud instructions to people who don't know what they're doing. The seasons instructions are pretty good. I feel like the instructions for seasons could be improved a bit, but I've not checked them. I've not looked at them in a long time, so I'm not sure. I know there was an old iteration of them that was a bit kind of weird and unclear at points. You still need to give the sheep hay over winter, but I'm fine with that. But it's like they'd be in the shed by then, and you would in real life have to give them hay. Because you don't want them like getting stuck in a field in snow or breaking their leg because they've slipped on some ice or something. It's best to start, like, if you're adding things to maps, start with a shed. No, you gotta prepare a map for seasons properly, Alex. Like, there's a list of things that you realistically need to do to prepare a map fully for seasons. Like putting in the... I'm gonna get this right so Racken doesn't shout at me later, if he's watching. SS... Is it SSC? Is it the Seasons mask he's calling it now? And not the snow mask? I'll forever call it a snow mask, because it basically defines where the snow doesn't fall. If you're using seasons, you still have to work the sheep. And I kind of like having to use the tanker around the map, so I don't... I like the idea of the water mod. I don't think I'll use it though. The grazing mod, yeah, because it just makes sense. It just is a bit more realistic. You don't, in many cases, have like this magical system, well, this system where it automatically refills your water troughs. It's just like you go out with a water tanker and you fill those troughs yourself. I didn't know that, Bill. I think grass is the exception there, actually, because grass windrows will rot everywhere. Hay and straw, yeah, they are protected by the season's mask, but grass will just rot everywhere, because I had it literally in a Profi hopper, inside a vehicle, in a shed, and the grass went away. Grass in seasons is only there for a day, basically. If you mow grass, you have a day to get rid of it, one way or another. You have to bale it into silage the same day. Which I kind of like. It's a bit more realistic than, we'll say, or chop it into silage, I guess you could do so. It's a bit more realistic than what I sometimes do, which is mow grass and then 3 weeks later come back and finally do something with it. But I wasn't aware that it actually protected hay and straw, so you could have like hay and straw stacks in sheds. That's actually kind of cool. I like that as an idea. Oh, come on. This trailer is really picky. You can set, yeah, you can set up pretty much anything to work with seasons, like the... Is it Oakfield has snow? I can't remember what map has the snowman. I know Oakfield has the Christmas tree. Yeah, Bales generally are what Seasons Mask isn't, unless Seasons doesn't recognize them, in which case they will rot everywhere instantly at night. Oakfield is a snowman too? Oh, I didn't know that. I know one of the two one or both of the maps has like Christmas decorations go up in the town as well. I think it's Windows is steamed up. They've not done that here because I've been in a nice little breeze through. If you don't know, Glengar, if you don't have a snow mask, if Seasons doesn't detect a Seasons mask, it will deactivate the bale rot. It's a failsafe that was put in when me and Landy pointed out that, hang on, if you now require the Seasons mask, it basically means that 90% of maps are unplayable. You need to have a method by which the bale rot is turned off when there is no snow mask present. Because that would have been a game-breaking flaw. That would have been a flaw with the mod. Because like you'd basically only be able to play on Seasons prepared maps. And there, that's one of the times where you have to step in and tell the mod, tell the modder, what you're doing is wrong, here's how to fix it. There are times when you can just say, don't do that, that's a dumb idea. Do it with this little tweak. You'll be much better off. As far as we're aware, there's no Seasons in FS19. That could be the big announcement of FarmCon. Is that there's going to be some form of simple Seasons in FS19. The shed wasn't part of the snow mask. Yeah, then they would rot. I can't remember the full development of the snow mask bit and the bale mechanics, but I do recall there was a period where you actually had to have Seasons optimized maps, and I was like, no, you can't do that, Racket. See ya, Bill. There's possibly being game-breaking to launch. I mean, with the... I can understand that logic because... I'm going historically here, I'm not saying this is something that always happens. Historically, Farm Sim tends to have quite a few bugs on launch day. So having seasons in this entirely new system that changes a lot of stuff, that would cause a lot of problems more than likely. I wouldn't be too surprised to see seasons reworked for FS90. I wouldn't be too surprised to see seasons out on day one as a script. But yeah, not being in the base game, that wouldn't be too bad. Or it being released as like a 4 reel module later on down the line. I wouldn't be too surprised if they like redo the 4 reel modules and finally have 4 of them. Because having 3 4 reel modules is a bit silly. That's why we have day 1 patches, yeah. Because game developers now are kind of really pushed to get a release version done several months in advance by the console manufacturers. So I wouldn't be too surprised if the release version of FS19 is actually done probably in August. And we get a big day 1 patch to fix things. Well, I know 4 equals 4, but don't use the number 4 if there's only really 3 of them. Hello, Pain and Sons! FS17 wasn't that bad, was it? It wasn't the worst. There's this weird tradition with Farm Sim where the vehicles are really... I know what you're arguing, Glengar. I'm arguing the... Again, like, I'm arguing for just use the word for. I wouldn't be too surprised, Cornish. Although I do think it might depend, because Racken was kind of the head coder with seasons. It really will depend on how much his workload is with Giants. How quickly or when Seasons is ready for FS19. There were a few MP issues. The tractors had this horrific floaty feeling to them, and that's kind of a weird tradition the Farm Sim has. That for some reason the release version has floaty tractors every single time. Where the acceleration and steering is just a bit... It doesn't feel right. I know there's no force feedback, but it just... There's something wrong with it and not quite there, and you can kind of feel that even through the keyboard as you're playing, that this doesn't make a lot of sense. If you go back to FS13 now and start playing it, you'll feel the floatiness that I'm kind of referring to. It's like everything kind of feels like it's hovering and physics doesn't quite affect it the way that you think it should. Any good small self-propelled fire chargers out there? That is a good question. There's a few that are on Mod Hoster, and places like that. Famicom announcement, force feedback. That wouldn't make any sense. Most tractors now, and for a couple of decades, have had hydraulic power steering, so you wouldn't need force feedback. You wouldn't actually get force feedback in the real thing. Glengar, could you link me that later, actually? Because I do want a good small forager for Shamrock Valley, specifically. Oh, I can do. Thank you. Well, I'm kind of building up an Irish fleet in the background of everything for when Shamrock Valley comes out, so that I can hop on and just use my beautiful Irish machinery. See you, Drummer. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be finished pretty soon. Is this 8-bit? This is not 8-bit music. This is 16-bit music. Oh no, it is 8-bit! I'm trying to decide because it sounds like a hybrid of 8 and 16-bit. How far away is that map? Oxy said a couple of days ago that it's maybe a month or two out minimum. So, in the grand scheme of things, not that far away. Ten and a half bit. It didn't sound 8-bit to me. At least. 135 in Shamrock Valley. No, I've got ideas and plans, Adam. Last FS18 map. It'll be one of the last maps, yeah. It'll be the last big map to be released for sure. Assuming, like, on the very, very last day of FS17 that Welker and all the Mapper's Paradise mods don't suddenly just appear on the mod hub. Thought it was 16-bit. Yeah, so it was this weird hybrid of 8 and 16. Because, like, some of the effects were 8-bit, some of them were 16-bit. David's... Okay, this is one of those plans that will actually work. Because I have everything kind of arranged in my head already. It'll all go to pot once I start actually working the fields in Shamrock, but I've got kind of the equipment planned, and it's going to be pretty nice. Although I might have to change plans depending on field size and whatnot, but the basic idea is there in my head already. I feel like Pavarotti. I've got like a sheet of kitchen paper sat beside me, and I just keep having to pat down like my brow and stuff because all bloody sweat. Oh dear, 11090. That's got potential to be on there. The 18090 has potential. T-dubs. Pedro's Ford. I might re-find that. Re-dig that out. The 300 Massies, I think, have a good chance of being included. CD model, or CD/40's Cavernan and Tara mower is 100% going to be involved. Like, that is, there is no option there. I'll be using that mower. That will be the mower that I start off with. It'll be farmer spec, but with some contractor spec equipment. Just for Farm Sim's kind of weird way that it works. Where did I get the trailer that I used for the conventionals? I got that on FS UK. It's part of the Fleagle DPW pack that is on there. It was released a couple of months ago now. Looks like a map for modern tractors. I think you can use older equipment on Shamrock pretty easily. Like, I think this would fit on Shamrock Valley. Just looking at the pictures, I think it'd fit. No, I'm using the one from the Massey pack for round builds, yes. But for the conventional squares, I'm using a DPW autoloader. Just so that I don't have to pick up like 600, 700, 800 bales at a time and try and manually stack them. Thing is, Alex, I think Black Sheep makes some great mods. I just feel like I don't feel like this. I don't feel like they can do better. I know they can do better than they've been doing. I've seen their mods in the past. I've seen some of the brilliance that came out. They were one of the top teams in FS15 for really nice scripts and detailed work. And now in FS17, everything kind of, for whatever reason, seems to be just a tiny bit. Just seems to have a tiny bit less attention to detail, a tiny bit love put into it, or a tiny bit less love put into it. You consider using tractors older than the sheds. Tell that to a lot of the farmers around me. The quality of Black Sheep has slipped. Quality of a depressing number of teams have slipped. Like Arm Team, I feel like their quality has slipped a lot since their heyday in FS13. NI modding, well, the former NI modding, their quality is exactly the same as it used to be, which is, this mod is brilliant. We're releasing this now. How am I? I'm good. The trailer video. Which version did you watch, Payne? Because I did actually release a shorter version of it last night because Landy was saying it's a bit long, so I just cut everything down a bit and did a kind of a director's cut, a bit of a re-edit over the course of about 5-10 minutes. I'm actually happier with the shorter version. And the shorter version is the actual channel trailer. The original one has been removed, this channel trailer. The shorter one is the new channel trailer. This is only a minute or so long. Why do I say former NI modding? Because NI modding more or less broke up, but it's easier to refer to a group of people, such as Peter J, Nishma. I think there's another couple still kind of working away in the background, just as the former NI modding team. Especially seeing as NI modding and EuroDZN at the very end of FS13 merged, so I'm including the former EuroDZN guys in former NI modding. And then you've got the guys that were former FSUK mod team as well, which was kind of... Nishma was, I think, EuroDZN. But Nishma was definitely FSUK mod team, which turned into NI modding. Or LSUK mod team as it was. But there's a lineage of that mod team going back, so I mean, it's a lot easier to... Nishma was FSUK mod team, but that just did a name change into NI modding at some point. You know, FSUK mod team stopped, NI modding started, and it was not entirely, but mostly the same people. EuroDZN started about the same time, and they were doing similar stuff, so I mean, the two teams merged at the end. I think Nishma was EuroDZN. Landy's live! Landy's live! Landy's live! Landy's live! Don't worry, Kilcomer, you're not going to miss a thing. Because I am going to finish here. Once the Landy goes live, that is my cue to finish the stream. I do continue on until Landy goes live most of the time. Just so that you guys can head straight over to Landy and kind of somewhat cynically, I guess, you don't find somebody else to watch in the meantime? See ya, Matt! Good lord. It's so that I can pass on as many people as possible to Landy Kid. 4 more likes for 50. Well, that is going to be it for today, guys. Hit the like button. 4 of you guys, hit the like button. At least 4. There's 51 people in right now. Hit the like button on your way out. I'll leave it by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching the Farming Simulator 17 Insanity Challenge. Until next time, stay safe. And toodles, darlings.